The number one rule of wedding photography marketing is probably the most obvious thing ever. Everyone knows about it, yet so many photographers kind of fail with this. And that rule is you book what you show. Sounds simple, right? But let me show you exactly what I mean using real examples, including a photographer who replied to my newsletter last week, and I saw his profile and he was falling into the same trap I see many photographers falling. I'm going to roast him a little bit. But first, let me break down the two biggest mistakes photographers make going against this rule. By the way, if you're new around here, my name is Magic. I've been shooting destination weddings since 2012. For 7 years, I had the honor to be a Sony European ambassador, but I stepped away from that role to stay completely independent. And on this channel, I talk cameras, lenses, and wedding photography. So subscribe if you're into it. Now let's dive in. So many photographers send mixed signals when they share their work, and they usually blame the algorithm if things aren't working, if they aren't booking weddings. But the problem is usually somewhere else. The first mistakes I see most often is visual inconsistency. It's either a mix of different editing, so one post is contrasty, another is moody, another is faded, or inconsistency in style, a mix of superposed editorial-looking photos and then cinematic dark photos, front-lit, backlit, and so on. So the clients usually can't really tell what is the technical difference between different styles of editing or work, but they can definitely feel that something is off, in between the images. So how they can know what to expect from you or what type of photos they will get if you don't have a consistent visual look. And hear me out, they're not analyzing your techniques or lighting again. They're looking at your photos, trying to see themselves in them. If they can't do that, they can't trust it and they will move on. So let me give you two perfect examples of consistent style. Both photographers that I'm going to show were featured before on this channel. I'm going to link the videos in the description. So first is my lovely friends Nina and Darek, and their work is absolutely breathtaking. But more importantly, regardless of where they shoot or what type of wedding they shoot, they provide a very consistent, moody, cinematic look. They achieve that through the mix of how they pose couples, how they approach light in the scene, and their editing. And even though we could argue that their style isn't the currently trending editorial clean look, they book couples who want exactly what they offer. And anyone landing on their Instagram or website can immediately tell what they will get if they book Nina and Darek. Second example, the incredible Jackson Grant from Australia. And his visual style is on completely opposite spectrum. Heavily posed, heavily edited, heavily styled, super colorful. And I had the pleasure of including Jackson in one of my 5-minute challenge videos, and he did exactly what he does at weddings on a random street in Vienna during the challenge. He was able to replicate his style anywhere because it's all about how he approaches and leads the couple, which you can see in the video, the energy, the fun, and that super colorful editing. So we have two completely different styles, but both crystal clear for the couples. The second mistake I see constantly is sending the wrong message to the wrong audience. And I think I know why this trap happens. So we as photographers, we are gearheads, we love cameras, we love gadgets, we follow big creators, YouTubers, the Magics of the world, the Peter McKinnons of the world, creators that get tons of views, maybe not me, but Peter, because they post about gear, unboxing videos, new lenses, new DJI toys. So we think that this is what we should do. So we try to replicate what these guys are doing, wanting those views, forgetting that our audience should be wedding clients, brides and grooms, people planning weddings. They don't care about your new lens or DJI toy. They care about what they can get from you when they book you. I would say if your goal is to book weddings, there's a bigger chance you'll book one from a reel about a local venue that gets 300 views than from a reel of you unboxing a new DJI drone that gets 3,000 views. Because it's not about the view count, but the quality of the views. And as wedding photographers, we don't need a volume of clients. We need what? 30 clients a year? 40 clients a year? So think about your target audience first, then keep your core message to them, not to other photographers. And you might be thinking, Magic, but you post about cameras and lenses. But check this out. I shifted into wedding photography education on my YouTube. I'm educating photographers. I'm not making YouTube videos for wedding clients. I'm not making YouTube videos to book more weddings. I am scaling down my wedding photography work so I can focus on this. That's why I launched my academy, by the way, this week, which is currently 50% off. It's a membership where you can learn from me. There's going to be live monthly sessions, all the workshops and courses that I offer, and a community. I'm going to talk about this in a second. But first, let me show you one more example. After I sent my newsletter about this whole topic of the first rule of wedding photography last week, I got a reply from a photographer named Darren. Hi, Darren. And he said, wait, everyone is doing whatever they want on Instagram. Like, why should I care? So I looked at his Instagram, and at first glance, I can't truly tell what he's offering. I go to his website, I see weddings. I look at his feed and grid, and I see some random stuff, some studio portraits, and then I look at his reels and videos, and he seems actually like a really cool, extroverted, outgoing guy with a great personality and, great presence. So for me, I'm looking at this and being like, I don't know what your goal is, but for me, this looks like a massive missed opportunity, because you need to ask yourself, what is your Instagram for? Maybe you don't care about booking work through it, and it's your personal outlet space for whatever, and you get your bookings the other way. That's fine. But if you're going on portrait jobs or weddings, you talk to people, you deliver photos, your Instagram gets shared. People do visit your page, and if they see some random stuff, they might just move on. But if this space, in this case, Darren's space, was filled with his super cool portrait work, mixed with reels, showing behind the scenes of how he works, showing his welcoming personality and his amazing photography skills, then they might look at it, be impressed, give him a follow, and book him for his work. So that's why I say it's like a missed opportunity, because if he would just curate this space better and have a strategy implemented, that would just pay off. And this is a pattern that I see with many photographers. And that is why I launched the Academy. And this type of analysis, so looking at your Instagram, at your website, at your business, and providing a clear strategy how to improve, this is exactly what I'll be doing in the monthly sessions inside the Academy. So every month, I'll look at members' work, their socials, their websites, their businesses, just like I did with Darren's Instagram here, just like scratching the surface a little bit. And I'll provide specific actionable feedback on how to take better photos and book weddings you actually want. Other months, I'm going to be hosting guests to give workshops about the topics that they specialize in, like the best people in the industry that I've met over the last 15 years and that I know that have something valuable to teach. It's not just courses you watch alone, it's live coaching, real feedback on your specific situation. The Academy also includes Book Awesome Weddings course, which is my brand new foundation course, 4 hours, bunch of lessons where I go through the framework, how to attract the right clients and how to make connection with them before they book you. Then, of course, all of my other courses. So the whole library of courses is included in the Academy. These monthly live sessions, private community for photographers who actually want to move forward and implement stuff. I launched it on Monday and it's already filling up a little bit, which makes me really excited. And until this Monday, the founding members can get the access for $199 per year that locks forever. And after Monday, March 23rd, it doubles. Also for founding members, because I want to kickstart the whole process, I'm going to be doing weekly coaching sessions in April. So first 4 weeks, I'm going to be doing these coachings every week. And then I moved to monthly. If you're serious about this, join before Monday and the link is in the description. So these two patterns, visual inconsistency and targeting the wrong audience, I see them constantly. And photographers like Darren who have a great personality and potential, but their Instagram just sends, confused signals. That's at least how I see it. And it all comes back to that number one rule of not just wedding photography marketing, but photography marketing in general. So again, show what you want to shoot. You book what you show. If you want to shoot moody weddings, you have to show moody work. If you want colorful editorial, show that. If you want destination weddings, that's hard, but then you have to show destination weddings. You have to show epic landscapes, adventures, like adventurous couples, elopements, and so on. So depending which niche you choose, you have to simply show it. Your portfolio is a signal. Make it a clear one. And if you want help implementing this, fixing your portfolio, positioning yourself, join the Academy before Monday, and I will see you there. Ciao.